Hello everybody. Well, today I'm going to show you this Thorn Greendale street light. Okay, so this is you've probably seen this before in a few other videos with the Ferguson Zodiac. Okay, so this is one of the lights that I got with the Ferguson Zodiac. Okay, so from the same place back in I think it was back in probably May, I think, or March. I got this fitting. Okay, so and it was during when we still had the heat around. Okay, well, it's nearly winter time now, so this is the Thorn Greendale. I believe it is made by Thorn. Okay, so, and this was a type of street light which was used around Australia probably back in the 70s or perhaps even the 80s. Okay, and this was a Category P street light, just like the AJ Ferguson Zodiac fittings were. Okay, so this one here, you tend to see a lot of these still around today in some industrial areas. Okay, and maybe even some car parks or even some old buildings that might still have these, but most of them now would have LED tubes in them. Okay, because fluorescent is old technology now. So, but back in the day, they would have been fluorescent, and it would have been F20T12 fluorescent. Okay, so now this video has been a while to do, because the restoration of this did take me some time to do. Was because the thing that put it off was the lamp holders. Okay, which are these, because these are HPM 382s, and HPM does not sell these anymore. Okay, so that's what put it off. Okay, but I was able to get some more. I got them from Lamp Replacements, which is a light globe shop in Bayswater. They were able to get me some from Western Australia. Okay, so I do believe they're going to get me some more, because I did ask for more. Okay, because HPM doesn't sell these anymore. I'll show you what they actually do look like. I've got a kit here full of them. Okay, so this is what they look like. As you can see, this is a button type fluorescent lamp holder. Okay, these will take anything from a T8, T12 or LED tube. Okay, so these are the HPM, the part numbers on there. It's CAT382. Okay, and HPM does not sell these anymore. Okay, which is quite a nuisance, because the streetlight collectors do have a lot of fittings that take these and do need them. Okay, now I'm pretty sure you can 3D print these. You can probably 3D print them. Okay, because these they don't have patents on these anymore. The patents have since expired a long time ago. Okay, so you can probably just make reproductions if you want. You could reproduce the plastic housing, but the problem is those screws and those brass contacts probably wouldn't be easy to do unless you're willing to make them yourself. Okay, so one of the streetlight collectors did tell me they could probably 3D print them. Okay, but we'll have to give them a try, because these are the type of lamp holders these old fittings use. Okay, so that's the 382s. So most of the battens did take these, the 380s. These are still available. HPM still make them. So, all right. So back to the fitting. So that's what was putting it off. But now that I managed to get them, the restoration is now finished. All right. So this is it has a die cast chassis, and it has an acrylic diffuser. Okay, the diffuser is a little filthy, but it's not yellowed. Okay, because sometimes on Ferguson Zodiacs they have a habit of yellowing. This one here was still quite transparent. It probably just needs a little bit hit with a polisher, and then it should look much better. Okay, so I did, when I got this, it wasn't as in bad condition as that Ferguson Zodiac, so this one was actually a little bit better. Well, not much rust was in it. Okay, I did hit it with the water compressor to clean it up. Okay, and it's pretty good. Okay, so now, and I do have this wired up to run fluorescent or LED. Okay, so it's got two ballasts. The ballasts are here. Okay, they're magnetic ballasts, and they're those more newer ones. And these ballasts have actually gotten harder to find now, because with fluorescent being old technology, a lot of people are not asking for them much now, because fluorescent is slowly is pretty much dying off. Okay, so the market for fluorescent is pretty much dead. Okay, a lot of companies don't even sell the tubes anymore, so fluorescent is pretty much becoming obsolete, but it is still around. Okay, so the diffuser is held on by two stainless steel clips at the ends of the fitting. Okay, And you can actually remove these. To remove them, you just got to squeeze this and it pops off and then it will come out. All right, so everything you see here is original except for the screws, the tubes, the lamp holders, the electrical wiring, and the starters. Okay, so they're all not original. Okay, but the chassis, the diffuser, and the plate are original. Okay. Now, when I got this fitting, the seal was missing, but I was able to get a new seal for it. Just a black rubber seal, I just hot glued that in, okay? And as you can see, it does a pretty good job of keeping that diffuser on. So to get this plate out, it's a little different to Ferguson Zodiacs. What you do is you squeeze this little black thing, and then this part's then on both sides, and the plate actually slides out, and then you can actually rotate it. Okay, and that will give you access to the gear. Okay. Now, with this type of fitting is side mounting only. So you run your spigot in through the side here, okay? And it actually goes in there, and that's where you run your spigot. So you can only mount this from the side, as where Ferguson Zodiac, you can mount it from the top or the side. Okay, now when I got this piece here was loose, but I have reattached it. It's got 2 screws here, and these are a 3/16 imperial thread. And these are, all the screws I used in this are stainless steel marine grade, so they won't rust. Okay, so that's what I went with. Okay, now you're probably wondering, why did I paint this chassis green? Well, that's because this fitting is called Greendale. So I thought the green chassis would stand out with the name. Okay, so it even says on the diffuser Greendale. Okay, so it does have the word green, and that is a colour. So what I did was I decided to paint the chassis green to make so it makes more sense. Okay, I'll show you the top. So this is the top of the fitting. It does say Greendale up here. Okay, and once again, it's all green and all solid die cast. Okay, and it's pretty thick too. Okay, all right. The starter receptacles that I used are not the HPM 390s. These ones are different, okay? And this one, unlike Ferguson Zodiacs, is actually bored through, so you don't have to take the plate out to change the starters. You can simply do it, just stick it in and rotate them, and then the starters will come out, okay? And I'll show you the starter receptacles that I used. Oh, I don't have any out, but it wasn't these. Okay, these are what I used in my Ferguson Zodiacs, the HPM 390s, but this one here takes something a little different. Okay, I've actually got them here. Alright, so this one here I used these, okay? I used these ones because the fittings plate accommodates them, okay? And they fit quite well, alright? So, the terminal block is right there, okay, where that screw is. This screw here is the earthing screw, so that's where the earth wire is connected. These 4 hold the ballasts on, okay? And each tube has its own ballast, okay? Now, when I opened this up, it only had 1 ballast. So what I did was I reconfigured it so each tube has its own ballast. It just makes it easier, okay? And if you want, the tubes that I've got in here are 2 Vibe 9-watt T8 LED tubes, okay? And these are green, okay? So I've got some green tubes, okay? Because it is the Greendale, and I'll fire it up and show you what it looks like. All right, so I guess we'll turn it on. So here we go. And as you can see, it is green tubes. Okay, now I could use white tubes in here, but I decided to put green tubes in here because it is called the Greendale. It's got a green chassis, okay, and I thought the green tubes would stand out, okay. Now, normally you wouldn't, generally when these were street lights, they had white tubes in it. But for me, I just decided to put green in, okay? You can get, I do have a fluorescent tube in green, but I only have 1. I actually did have 2, but I think I threw 1 away. Okay, and the coloured fluorescent tubes are hard to get now. Not many companies make them anymore, okay? So when these were being used as street lights around Australia, they would have had F20T12 fluorescent tubes in them. Okay, and back in the day, coloured T12 tubes were around and you could get them. So you could put coloured tubes in these back in the day. Okay, but you can't really now. The only coloured tubes now are LEDs. Okay, so that's why it didn't blink, because LED tubes don't blink. Okay, and that does put out a good amount of light too, a nice green light. So it's a nice and emerald green. Okay, kind of stands out with this. And these are, I'll probably just keep these tubes in here. Okay, so I'll just keep it with green tubes because I think they look cool in this fitting. Okay, so we have a Greendale with green LEDs, okay, and they're very good, very bright too. So I'll turn it off, okay. So I guess what I'll do is I'll open this up and I'll show you what's inside. All right, so to open up, you just need to undo these clips, and then the diffuser will open up, okay. So I'll just lift this up and it opens up. Now it's not much for me to lean this on, so what I'm going to do is just see if I can turn it that way. There we go. So now we got the diffuser open and you can see the tubes, okay. As you can see, there's the part number, okay. So these are made by Vibe Lighting, okay. So if you want to purchase these, you can, okay. You can purchase them from any electrical wholesaler, okay, and they're not cheap either, so, but they are pretty good tubes. Okay, now with the lamp holders, for the Daylight Adelaide, I used packing plates I made out of washers. For this one here, I just, you put some lug nuts on there in rows of 3, okay, just to pack it out. So it looks a little different that way, okay, but it does work. And the lamp holders don't wobble around either, so they're pretty much on there pretty sturdy. So here we have our 2 starter stop receptacles, and these are Type A LED tubes, so you do need to have those, otherwise the tubes won't work. And this is the seal, the new seal. It's just a black rubber seal, so it contains no asbestos, which is good. And these 2 holes you see here would be for your spigot bolts, and these used a quarter thread imperial, okay. I always thought these were metric, but they're actually imperial. But I can put metric in there if I just drill and re-tap them. Okay, now there's these screws that hold the ballasts on are metric, so these are M5. This one here is an M3, okay. So what I'll do now is I'll take the plate out. I'm going to have to put the phone down in order to do it, so I need both hands to do it. So all right, so I'm going to lift this plate out, and I'm just going to rotate it so you can see what's inside see the gear. So I can show you the gear of the fitting. All right, so you just depress those 2 latches and just pull it. Once you get it up until it stops, you just simply rotate it, and then you have access to the gear. Okay, so now I've got it open. So here's the gear, okay. Now the plate is held on by these 2 latches, okay. I painted these black, okay. These are held on with a screw. It's an M4 metric screw that's holding these on, okay. So here we have our 2 ballasts, as you can see. Now when I showed you the video of this with the Zodiac, one of these was missing, okay, but I've since gotten it now. These are, this one's made by CMP and this one's made by APCO. Okay, both of these are made in Australia, by the way. And these are suitable for F20 or F18 TH tubes. Okay, so you can use them in, or LEDs as well, Type A. Here we have our terminal block, which is a big terminal block, so it does allow me to accommodate the cables. And here we have our earthing stud, and here we have our 2 starter receptacles. Okay, now inside the chassis you can see this round circular thing. I don't really know what that's for. I think that might have been for a photo cell, because I have seen some of these where they've actually had a photo cell on them. That probably might have been so you could mount a photo cell receptacle on it. I don't know if it would have been for top mounting. So if anyone out there knows what that was for, just let me know. Okay, and there is a number there. It says 10022/1. I don't know what that is. That might be a batch number. Okay, you can see here where the spigot arm goes in. It just slots in there, and your mains lead just comes out through here, and then it goes into the actual plate itself. And I did repaint this plate. Okay. So yeah, so that's basically all there is inside, okay. And apparently, yeah, the studs do scratch these up, unfortunately, these studs right here, okay, and those are what hold the plate in place. All right, so I'll put it back together, all right, and we'll conclude the video. So to put it back together, you need to lift it up, just rotate it. And sometimes the plate will just lock back in, snap back in, if you do it right. Let's see, this side here. Okay, line it up. then just get the plate back in. And now I'll just put the diffuser back on. All right, so now the fitting's all reassembled. Now the diffuser, this end of the diffuser here is retained, okay? And this end isn't retained, okay? So to put this back together, you just need to put this in through here like this. And then you just need to push it back on until it snaps into place, like so. And then the fitting's all back together again, okay? So that is essentially all there is to this fitting. And apparently the camera's lost focus there. See if I can get it to focus again. Come on, focus for me. Oh, it's not going to refocus for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with it. Oh, there we go. It's focusing now. And if you like, I'll turn this on one more time. And that's it. So that is a Thorn Greendale street light. Okay. Hope you enjoyed, and that'll be it.